Welcome to the OIS, or Office of Information Security, Cybersecurity Roundtable. My name is Lou DiPola, and I'm a member of the VA Office of People Science, People Readiness Team. And I'm happy to be joined today by two great members of the OIS leadership team who will answer some questions about information security at the Department of Veterans Affairs. So let's meet them now. First, we have Mr. Jeff Spaeth, Deputy Chief Information Security Officer and Executive Director of Information Security Operations. And we also have Ms. Faith Roy, Deputy Chief Information Security Officer and Executive Director of Information Security Programs and Logistics. Welcome to you both. We're very glad to have an opportunity to address some of the questions and concerns that veterans, families, caregivers, and survivors have about information security. I know we won't be able to answer every single question you've gotten over the years, but we're aiming to answer a few of the top questions now. So let's get right to it. Our first question is to you, Jeff. Why is it vital to follow cybersecurity best practices at VA and in our personal lives?
Thanks for the question, Lou. We're entering a time of heightened cybersecurity risk. The global cost of cybersecurity topped $8 trillion in 2023. This translates to over $250,000 a second worldwide, and it's expected to rise to $24 trillion by 2027. North America remains the most targeted for ransomware attacks, up 50% from 2022. And since 2020, the healthcare sector alone has experienced a 45% increase in cyber attacks, and we don't see this slowing down anytime soon. From a personal side, social engineering and phishing emails are still one of the most effective and easiest ways to compromise any user. Being extra careful when emails or phone calls come in from unknown persons or companies. For example, your computer has been affected and you need to pay the caller $500 to fix it. After you pay them, they ask you to install software for them to access your computer. That immediately gives them access to every part of your computer system, including your web browsing history, possibly stored usernames and passwords, files that may have user accounts or actual routing numbers. Anything that you have collected on your computer is open season for any of these attackers. And just remember, no agency or company, banking institution will ever call you and ask for money over the phone. So when you get these kind of calls and you're suspicious of them, always call your bank. Hang up immediately and call your bank, your credit card company, or the institution that they say they're from directly. That way you can ensure that you are getting firsthand knowledge and contact with those people. So I appreciate the question, Lou. Back over to you.
Thanks, Jeff. Those are some pretty eye-opening statistics. So Faith, to that end, can you share what VA is doing to address these cyber threats?
Sure. Thanks, Lou. Thanks for the question. So first, VA is committed to a zero trust security approach. What is zero trust? Well, zero trust assumes a network is always subject to compromise and provides a collection of concepts and ideas designed to minimize uncertainty and enforces accurate, least privilege, per request access decisions in information systems and services. So we're implementing a zero trust architecture that helps us prevent unauthorized access to data and services and makes access control enforcement as granular as possible. We also use automated tools and cybersecurity expertise to detect and also to thwart some of those malicious cyber activities every single day. But some of the things that we have done, some of the accomplishments that we highlight, in 2023, we intercepted over 1 trillion potential security events, and we blocked nearly 1 billion malicious emails. We also confirmed that 96% of VA staff use multi-factor authentication, or MFA, to verify their identity before they can actually log into any VA system. and restricts that access to veteran data to only the VA staff that need to know or need to have access to it. And we also blocked over 6.1 billion malware attempts in fiscal year 2023. So those are some good things that we are doing to protect ourselves. It's a lot going on. It's more that I can share, but Lou, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Thank you, Faith. Those are some great proactive measures toward keeping us cyber safe. Jeff, is there anything you'd like to add to that?
One of the initiatives that the VA, would like to, and OIS as a whole would love to reiterate is, we're looking at security as a business enabler and not a detractor. So it means that we are working together with all the organizations within the VA enterprise to provide a secure, safe, and operational organization and enterprise capability with minimal downtime, corruption, or disruptions.
It's great insight, Jeff. I know VA takes information security very seriously, so we appreciate those efforts. Faith, let's go back to you for the next question. What are some ways we can incorporate security best practices into our daily life?
Keep your personal identifiable information, which is PII, and personal health information, PHI, data secure and encrypted when sending electronically. It should only be sent to those with a business need or need to know. Keep your credentials secure, your PID cards, your passwords, right? Your bank account information. Anything that you don't want the criminals to get access to, you need to keep those things secure. Recognize and report phishing. Use strong passwords. Turn on MFA or update your passwords and remove them from any places you store them in, right? Sometimes we see people writing passwords on notepads, sticking it on your laptop or your monitor. So you want to keep those things private, store them away in locked drawers or something like that. Implement phishing resistant MFA for all services, particularly for email, your VPNs and accounts that access critical systems. And lastly, don't delay software updates. Sometimes you may see updates pop up on your devices and you say, I'll do it later. So don't delay software updates because flaws in the software can also give criminals access to files or your account information or that private information that you don't want anyone to have. With that, back to you, Lou.
That's excellent guidance, and hopefully many of these best practices have become or will become second nature to us. Things like recognizing phishing attempts, using MFA and strong passwords, and of course, regular software updates. Now, Faith, since I know you love the holidays, moving to the holiday season, what are the biggest cyber threats that we face at home, and what can we do to protect ourselves and our loved ones?
Great question, Lou. Thank you. I love the holidays. As we move into the holiday season, we need to continue to be vigilant and use good cyber hygiene. Our world is even more digital, especially during the holidays. So online shopping is huge during this time. And scammers are trying to get your information. They're trying to get your attention and your dollars. So with that in mind, here are some ways to protect ourselves and our loved ones. Be alert. Identity theft is not always committed by strangers. Sometimes it's people that you know. Pay attention to surveys during the holidays. We get a lot of surveys, right? So these surveys tend to become more of a data mining event with people looking for your information to use in the future. So never give your personal information out to those that you do not know. Be cautious of telephone numbers. On your caller ID, you may receive numbers that you just do not recognize. So scammers can change that telephone number to make it appear to be from someone that you know. Again, don't give out your personal information. Don't give out bank account information. Those things that should remain private, do not give them out. All right, Lou, back to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Faith. It's great information to know when it comes to protecting your own personal data and information during the holidays and beyond. Before we wrap up, I first want to say thank you to both Faith and Jeff for sharing their information security expertise with us today. I also want to share some great resources that are available to you if you find yourself facing a cybersecurity incident. First, be sure to report any phishing attempts or messages to your email or mobile provider. Also, report issues to your bank or financial institution if you believe there is fraud or identity theft. If you're a veteran and suspect you've been the victim of VA disability benefits fraud, be sure to call VA right away at 1-800-827-1000. That's 1-800-827-1000. If you're the victim of financial fraud, file a complaint with the Federal Trade Commission at reportfraud.ftc.gov. I'm going to say that one more time. Reportfraud.ftc.gov. You can also file a complaint with the FBI. Their website is ic3.gov. That's ic3.gov. And you can file a complaint with the Federal Communications Commission by visiting consumercomplaints.fcc.gov. That's consumercomplaints.fcc.gov. And finally, be sure to obtain, review, and monitor your recent credit reports on a regular basis. You can request a free copy of your credit report every year by visiting annualcreditreport.com or by calling 1-877-322-8228. You should also complete and print an identity theft report if you suspect your identity has been stolen. The form is available at identitytheft.gov or by calling 1-855-578-5492. Thanks again to Jeff and Faith for the wealth of great guidance and information today. We appreciate your efforts and the efforts of all your colleagues in VA's Office of Information Security for everything you do to keep VA and veterans cyber safe.